Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit drama that'll make you question your own life choices. Story 1. My sister abandoned her kid with me for 3 weeks. So my sister just completely screwed me over and I'm honestly still in shock about it. She asked me to babysit her 4-year-old because she had to travel out of state for work, which was weird because she never takes out-of-state jobs and usually works from home. But I've helped her before, so I said sure, no problem. Here's the kicker though, she told me it would be for 3 days. 3 days turned into 3 freaking weeks. I'm not even kidding. She kept calling me with excuse after excuse. First it was, oh, the project's taking longer than expected. Then it was, my flight got cancelled. Then suddenly she's telling me she's actually moved to this other state and is starting a whole new life there. Meanwhile, I'm stuck taking care of her kid with no warning, no extra supplies, nothing. I had to completely rearrange my work schedule, buy clothes and toys, explain to a confused 4-year-old why mommy isn't coming home. The worst part? She acted like this was totally normal and I was being dramatic for being upset. When she finally came back, she had the audacity to ask if I could watch him again next month because, you're so good with him. I told her absolutely not, and now she's telling our whole family that I'm selfish and unsupportive. She's making me out to be the bad guy when she literally abandoned her child with me for 3 weeks without any real explanation. Our parents are saying I should be more understanding because she's trying to build a better life, but what about my life? What about giving me a heads up or asking properly instead of lying? Am I really supposed to just be okay with being manipulated and lied to because we're family? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My mom is demanding $450 per week from me and I moved out. Okay, so this is completely insane and I need to know if I'm losing my mind here. I'm 18 and I moved out of my mom's house 7 months ago, but she's still demanding I pay her $450 every single week. Every week. That's like $1,800 a month. Her reasoning is that I owe her $200 every Tuesday to pay her back for money I borrowed for school canteen and random stuff when I was in high school. And then another $250 in board. But here's the thing, I don't live there anymore. I haven't lived there for 7 months. When I try to argue that this makes no sense, she keeps saying I need to pay her back and that I'm being ungrateful. This is money from when I was a literal child asking for lunch money. What kind of parent keeps a running tab on their kids' school expenses? I'm 18, working, trying to figure out my life, and she wants almost $2,000 a month from me for a house I don't even live in. The crazy part is she acts like this is totally normal and reasonable. She'll call me up demanding to know where her money is, and when I say I can't afford it or that it doesn't make sense, she goes into this whole guilt trip about how much she sacrificed for me and how I'm abandoning her. I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm the crazy one here. Like, am I actually supposed to be paying my mom this much money? Is this what other people do? Because it feels absolutely bonkers to me, but she's so insistent that I'm starting to second-guess myself. Should an 18-year-old who's moved out really be sending their mom almost $2,000 a month? Story 3. I told my mom she completely ruined my life. So I just had the most brutal conversation with my mother and I told her straight up that I blame her for how screwed up my life is. I'm 22 now and I've been holding this in for years, but it all came pouring out. My childhood was absolutely not normal. My dad was an alcoholic and way older than my mom, and she knew all of this before she decided to have me with him. Surprise, surprise, he left when I was just a kid, so he was never really around. I do remember there was a time when my mom actually seemed to care and things felt somewhat okay, but that didn't last long. At some point, she just completely checked out and started bringing home different men constantly. I'm talking about a revolving door of random guys who she'd introduce as my new dad or whatever. Some of them were decent, but others were honestly scary, and as a kid I never knew what to expect when I came home from school. The stability I needed just wasn't there. Instead of focusing on raising me or creating any kind of stable home environment, she was always more concerned with her dating life and finding the next guy. I ended up basically raising myself, dealing with my own problems, figuring everything out alone. Now as an adult, I struggle with relationships, I have trust issues, I can barely function in normal social situations because I never learned how. When I finally exploded and told her all of this, she completely lost it. She started crying and screaming that she did her best and that I'm being cruel and ungrateful. But here's the thing, doing your best means putting your child first, not prioritizing your love life over everything else. Am I really supposed to pretend like my childhood was fine when it clearly messed me up this badly? Story 4. My family kept roasting me so I just left dinner. This just happened last weekend and I'm still kind of processing it. I went to a family dinner at my parents' house, and everything started off totally normal, you know. But then after a while, my cousins and even my uncle started making these jokes about my job and how I apparently still haven't figured my life out yet. For context, I recently switched careers and took a pretty significant pay cut to do something I actually enjoy and feel passionate about. It's been tough financially, I won't lie, but I've been really proud of myself for finally having the courage to go after what I want instead of just staying stuck in something that made me miserable. At first, I tried to laugh it off because that's what you do at family gatherings, right? But the jokes just kept coming and getting worse. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, when are you going to get a real job?" and "maybe you should have thought this through better," and just really condescending comments about my choices. The thing that really got to me was that this wasn't just gentle teasing, it felt mean-spirited and personal. Here I am, actually trying to build something meaningful for myself, and instead of any support or encouragement, I'm getting roasted for it. So finally, I just had enough. I stood up, said I wasn't going to sit there and be made fun of all night, and I left. Just grabbed my keys and walked out. Now my family is saying I overreacted and that I can't take a joke, and my mom is upset that I ruined the dinner. But honestly, why should I have to sit there and smile while people tear down something I'm working really hard on? Was I really supposed to just take it all night and pretend it was funny? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.